All right, and we're back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. This is the first floor dungeon, and this is a household. Actually, this guy, I think we end up finding him later on in the game. There's two items in here. There's a recovery medicine, and there's also a bloodstone. All right, see how I knew that? I'm such a pro. So we are going to be using MedHerb for a while, actually, until probably floor 4. Once we get to floor 3, I think, probably, actually. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We've already found the caretaker map. We already did the dragon chalice. This enemy right here, one of these, I think it's a spider, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm like 99% certain it's a spider. It drops a very, very, very hard to see key. That's gold. So it must be the other one over here. So this spider drops the light family key. Oh, come on, man. I'm pushing buttons and it's like, I don't feel like it. Oh, god damn it. Maybe it's just on the floor. I can't remember. So this branch of the dungeon also has the light family key. Oh, there it is. It's on the ground. So this is the light family key. This is a treasure key. If you've played the other Kingsfield games, this will feel right at home. So what this key opens up is only about, I want to say 4 or 5 chests. It doesn't have very many. It's not essential. It's just good for getting some extra starter supplies. Because, well, if you've watched me play Kingsfield in the past, you already know how I play this game, alright? Well, any of them in general. So when I replayed Kingsfield 4 for the second time before I got kind of burned out on it, I just sold like the wind bracelet and everything ASAP and just fucking got a bunch of supplies I knew I needed and then just bashed my way through the game. You can actually do that in this game, and that's what makes it really fun. If you know what items to actually sell at what points, it's an absolute gold mine in terms of, like, you know, progression. It's also very familiar to people who've played Souls games, I bet, with the whole, oh wow, does this area go to here? Yeah, this game is fucking full of that shit. All the Kingsfield games are full of that shit with the looping level design. What we're looking for in here is a merchant. He's a thief. I think his name's Gil? I want to say it's Gil. I don't really remember. I don't think it's important. But you'll know you're on the right path the first time because you find snakes, which they make burps and they die. There's nothing as cool as the elf ghosts in fucking Kingsfield 1 that just feel like an acid trip. I love those enemies. They're fucking weird. Go watch my playthrough of that game. It's absolutely amazing. I just love how these look like birds. They don't look like scorpions. They just look like angry, pissed off birds. But, no, we need to get the light family key to get some early supplies, but we really need the golden cross. I haven't interacted with the NPC because sometimes it can glitch out and not actually progress the game, which I'm hoping doesn't happen here. It'd be really embarrassing. But that key is required to get the Key of the Dead. And also, if you're like, wait a minute, it's called the stone key, Seth. It's a stone, Luigi. You didn't make it. Well, I'm not stupid. Well, that's not true. I'm pretty damn dumb. So that key is going to be called Key of the Dead in this game. There's a few items in this translation that are a little differently named, and it's only because, you know, English was not this game's first language, so some things got translated differently, but there is an actual English ROM patch. If you know how to make ISOs, there's a website you can find on the Internet Archive that has how to actually put that in. I don't remember the software you need to do that. I haven't made an ISO in like 500 years, if I'm honest. So don't ask me, Seth, how do I make the ISO? Fuck, dude, I don't know. I'm not a criminal. I know it's not illegal. ISO. So these also aren't spiders because they only have 4 eyes. That's not true. Spiders can have 6 eyes. If you're like, bullshit, there's no such thing as spiders with 6 eyes. Well, what's the 6-eyed sand spider then, bucko? I guess they only have... Yeah, they have 6. Or maybe 5. I'm not really sure. I can tell they're supposed to have skulls on their backs. I'm not that stupid. Oh, sorry, they're cephalothorax. My mistake. But yeah. So we need that key because it opens up those brown doors that have like the purple on the bottom of them. If I remember correctly, nothing was textured differently in original Japanese Kingsfield, so this kind of makes it a little bit easier. However, and this is a big however, that goes out the window at the end of the game. There's one part of the game where I actually spent, I'm not shitting you, I spent over an hour, at least an hour, and it was like 12 o'clock at night and I had to work the next day because I was like, oh bullshit, this is the end of the level, something's fucked up. And I just started smashing things and went, oh, okay, that was bullshit, and then I immediately... I have not forgotten it, and this game is full of that sort of shit. So, there is a few points where it's like that. I hate to tell you. So, if it's different in the Japanese version, I apologize. But, if it's pretty much the exact... Oh, excuse me. It's the exact same game. There's absolutely hardly any differences. The most differences that I've added are just like being able to sprint. And that's the battle axe. I'm actually not going to use that. I'm going to sell it. I don't actually need it. I do know what weapons and what order I'm going to be using them. So if you're like, oh, Seth, you should be using the battle axe on the Skelemans because they take more blunt damage and it does... Oh, actually, they're not blunt in this game. What is it called? It's called Smash. There we go. So, I play a lot of RuneScape. Can you tell? Alright, sorry, it's called Crush in RuneScape. So this is the nothing inside, huh? Yeah, I don't think so. So Kingsfield's that kind of game where you get that feeling of that's bullshit, that's not correct, and you start to immediately put things together, and we get the big beefy bastard sword. So you thought, oh, Seth's gonna fucking cop out and use the battle axe? Oh, fuck no, dude. We're gonna use the bastard sword, or as the cool kids call it, a hand and a half sword. 2 bits. They don't really say 2 bits. You don't have to do that. Alright, so this is the shitty merchant that we need to talk to. Look at him. Look at his fucking ragdoll arms. Yeah, you better be off. I'll better off you. So we need to sell a few things. We can sell these knight swords, battle axe, bloodstones, and that's good. And so you have to do this. You can probably change this yourself, but I'm doing it now. So... buy the golden cross. This is an absolute key essential item in the game. Now, that guy allegedly sells things more expensive, but I'm not really ever bothered by it. I never go here again, because that guy's a fucking noodly arm ragdoll looking motherfucker. I don't trust him. So, we need to go all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon, and you'll notice that some areas, just like in other Kingsfield games, when you kill enemies once, they either stop respawning or have a separate enemy respawn pattern, so you can get like extra goodies if you missed them. Like I said, it's always in your best interest to kill things at least once. The only exception is ghosts, because ain't nobody got time for that shit. Ghosts are absolutely awful. They're probably the worst enemy in the entire series, and they suck just as hard here because they also do exactly what you think they do, and they cast darkness on you, which makes the screen harder to see. Later games, they also get shit like paralyze, and I think bind or slow or whatever it's called. It sucks. That's all you gotta know. All right, there's no ifs, ands, or asses about it. It just sucks. Actually, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So you're probably like, oh, this is such a pain in the ass to navigate. Well, what do you think we're going to get? We're going to get the key, okay? We're going to get the key. We're going to get all the girls, all right? We're going to get hot babes. Can I? Oh, I can't, like, half stab them. Damn it, that would have been so cool. Can I get a double kill? Double kill! Fucking rad. Every time it happens, I get a little hard after that. Okay. So... that's why I'm like, if you're like, this looks really familiar to Kingsfield 4, it's because this uses a lot of the same assets as well. I don't even I don't even want to hazard an honest-to-God guess at how expensive a PC copy of that game. By the way, this door right here, we're not opening that till the very end of the game. And I'm not even kidding, that's going to be like the last thing we do. Like 10 seconds before the final dungeon, okay? Alright, so we can do a few things right now. I'm going to save the game just in case, because this can, like I said, sometimes be fucky. Alright. I could program it in to kill this guy, but I don't feel like that's fair. So use the cross on him. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. The music changes. Fucking this game's got it all, man. Fucking hot music change. There's only 2 floors in the game that do this. Alright. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go get the dragon fountain, alright? So the dragon fountain's always located right here from the spawn. This is why I say this game looks really confusing, but it's not. Hey, that seems really familiar. What are you trying to pull? Nothing. I ain't trying to pull nothing. So, we're also going to go back here and use Light Family Key. And this is all just like crap, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's not what I want. Iron Mask. I'm the man behind the mask. That song's not very good. Alright. So we get some more armor as well. And he just rubs his nipples in the corner like, yes, take my items. Makes me feel good. Yeah, he's not like other boys. He even said so. Okay, so we don't need money for the rest of the game. It's tempted to buy that right now, but let's see what we're at. We're at 20. Let's just buy 80. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do. You already know what I'm gonna do. Blammo! And now we have... This game, by the way, has over 100 for the inventory. I think in vanilla it's 99. So I'll just stay... It'll keep going, but we'll make it a little bit legit, right? So yeah, we've officially trivialized the difficulty. The game is now officially broken. We have infinite magic, essentially, and infinite heals. So, hard game is hard, right? Well, it's not that simple. It really isn't ever that simple. The best thing we can do now is we can actually go unlock the second floor. So, now that we have the ability to go, oh wow, we have some handy-dandy magic again. Cool, we can start training mage. It's not entirely necessary, but it does help to get your mage up. Gotta get your groove on. Alright, so we need to go to the commoner's grave, if I remember correctly. This area is completely useless now. So, like I said, you can bolt straight down there to get to the second floor. I'm just not going to do it, because that's technically not what you're supposed to do. So we need to use the Key of the Dead. And blammo! Now we have access to a whole new world. But hey, this seems mighty familiar. That's right. Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. That's right. Alright, so I don't think there's anything exciting that we need over here. But there is... I'm going to ignore that mummy, because he's not really a problem. We need to get the area where Gil is at. Sorry, the commoner graves. So we need to go back to the commoner graves, and we need to go to the... what's it called? What that's going to do, essentially, by the way, is it's going to give us access to the... No, that's the next floor. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. Essentially, it doesn't matter. We're going to finish this floor off and then go to the next one. There's no towns, like I was saying earlier. There's no towns. There's not really a whole lot, I hate to tell you. Oh, that's right. So we want to go where those spiders were at. Remember that? Because the infinitely respawning spider room. Because that... Get out of here. This is the Dragon's Temple, yeah. Alright, so... That area has the... switch, I'm pretty sure is what we have to hit. which is going to knock the arrow trap off, and that is going to let us go down to floor 2. But we also have a few goodies we can pick up as well. This is the only part I'm never 100% familiar with because it's a little familiar. This is the only time in the game this happens as well. So don't be like, oh, this looks really bad. Oh, it hurts so bad. I got an owie. You a size 13. Now you might be like, Seth, why don't you just spam magic on them? Because when they're in their flinch animation, there's only a few frames you can do. So not every time you do a magic attack on something, it's going to actually, like, take double damage, basically. There's a sword later on that we're going to get that has a spell on it that's also really good. Okay, not bad. Let me stretch out a bit. Key of the Dead. And this is a shortcut. So if you ever want to, for some godforsaken reason, go back to Gil, poor old Gil, you can go this way. But yeah, we need to go to the spider room. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to get XP. I always say this, I know where I'm going. It's just navigating this part of the game this early is really awkward. My god, I'm smashing the fucking circle button, man. I don't know why it's being so iffy. It's, like I said, probably because of the what's it called? Yeah, the what's it called, you know, that whole business. Okay. There we go. This is where we want to be. Blammo! And now we're in the serious business area. Okay. So this is... I think I'm in the right area. God, I hope I'm in the right area. If I'm not, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Because I like I said, the first time I played the game, I was an idiot. And I accidentally fucking went straight to floor 2 because I'm so used to Kingsfield 1. I was like, oh, I'll just do the thing. You're not supposed to do that. So there's an illusory wall in here. Where are you, you bastard? Oh, no, I'm dumb. This is just a grinding room. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything about a game that nobody hardly ever knows anything about to begin with. Also, you can go through doors when they're closing. You can't do that in original Kingsfield games. The animation will actually lock you off. That's right, we want to be over here. Okay. Because I'm like, there's 2 doors in here, and I forgot that there's a grinding room. I don't think that's what it was intended to be, but if it was, that's really funny. I can't tell you anything about this game's development because, number one, I was a baby when this game came out. Like, I was literally goo goo gaga 1 year old, not like even able to poop without the assistance of an adult, okay? I still need that every now and then, but that's besides the point. Come on. Blammo! Is this the skull armor and I just discovered it without actually trying because I'm stupid and in the wrong fucking area? If it is, that's the greatest coincidence of all time. Alright. Don't be skull armor. Oh, they're gauntlets. Okay. So I'm just a little bit off path. Can I... You hear that? There. It's not the button being bad, it's just this fucking shit-ass fucking dog doo-doo. There. I'm just gonna swear and be aggressive. That'll solve all my problems. And yeah, alright, that's fine. Gauntlets are still good. There's not very many armor sets in this game if you're curious. If you're familiar with like Dark Souls or like any of the other Kingsfield games, it seems to be that there's armor sets in like sequential order. This game doesn't really have that. It's more or less, what's the best way to describe it? So you have items that are like really good, right? You have your endgame items, but in this game it's more or less like Kingsfield 2 America, sorry, 1 America. A good example is the armor set for like what's it called? The Seath armor set, right? Seath armor set is absolutely like the best armor in the game. This game doesn't have that. The best armors in the game are from dragon doors, but they're not like a named armor type. They're just called an item. Like there's forest armor, wind helm, I think is what it's called, feather gloves, stone gauntlets. So I think that's the order of all the super high tier armor. Alright, so now I should be not as discombobulated. Great. And if you're like, oh, you got lost for 2 whole seconds. Oh, I know, it was just totally ruined your day, didn't it? That's right, we're in the right area. There's this fucking dumb staircase. That's right. Sorry I got turned around just a tiny bit. I hope it didn't ruin your, mood you were in. Well, if you get your mood ruined by something that small, you probably have more issues than I do. That's saying something. So this area is where we get the, I think we also get an item in here? I could be wrong. I know you're probably like, can't you just kill those skelemans with one swing of your big mighty sword, Seth? You know, I probably could, but I want to get some magic XP as well. Magic becomes pretty damn useful, especially late game. It's not like utility like it is in the other games, because in the other games it's more of a utility, right? Like you have disc poison, early game is really good, greater healing, the Seath spells, etc., etc. Those are all really good. This game doesn't really have that. There's actually only a handful of spells in the entire game. You do learn spells at certain magic level caps. That's pretty accurate. I think at level 20 you get... Oh, we're not going to spoil it. If you know what it is, you're like, oh, you're going to get like a little bit of a stiffy when you see me use it, I bet, I hope. I fucking love it in Kingsfield 2, or Kingsfield 1, American. So you'll be like, oh, it makes its triumphant debut in this game, eh? And it's even more busted, trust me, it's fucking awesome. So, oh yeah, I hope you got your... Hope you don't fucking piss yourself from excitement from how excited this game starts to get. I really do. Like I said, still sorry that I took a few seconds of detour, but we got some bitchin' gauntlets, which, honestly... not a huge deal. So this is the area that has the lever I'm pretty sure we need to switch. This is the only floor in the game that has this kind of confusing layout. The rest of the game is actually disturbingly linear. That's why it's kind of awkward to me that they... I mean, I guess that's fair. When you're designing a game, you kind of want the very beginning of it to be the most impressionable, right? You're like, oh, that's the game where you have the this. Like, because it jumps your mind, like, immediately. Like, ooh, I know what that is. Ah, the Morning Star. Can I pick you up? Thanks. I'm not going to actually use that. Now you're probably just like, but why? Because as we get our strength up, our stamina goes faster and faster and faster. And we also have, much better weapons in mind. The weapons I'm going to be using, like I said, I've already got planned out. So we're not literally helpless to use just the bastard sword for a good while. Probably just the next floor and that's it. Because after that, it becomes Magic City, USA. And I'm okay with that. Oh, I see a doorway. I want in that. So, if you haven't deduced that you got to start using wacky Doom logic in this game to, like, get through areas... I hope you packed a sack lunch, because you're going to need to learn how to do this. Like I said, Kingsfield games are they're slow. I think that's pretty obvious from the movement speed, right? But they aren't exactly what I'd call super fast, crazy hard games. Well, crazy hard to begin. I'd say Kingsfield 4 is probably the hardest, in my opinion. But it's also the most balanced. Alright, this is also the right way. Oh, there's like 3 dudes in here? Let me get readjusted. So if you're still on the board of, this game looks kind of doo-doo, well, it kind of is. But it's not as bad as it could be. But I try to look at it from the lens of the era. What was the closest games on the market that were like this? You had Doom, Ultima, and maybe the first, like, Elder Scrolls games, I think, were out at the time, probably. Yeah, I'm not really sure if Arena was on the market. I don't actually know. I would assume Arena, at least. So, you have early games. Ultima is certainly much older than Elder Scrolls 1. But, man, like, you gotta think. This was also not released on PC. This was on the PlayStation. This shit was just unheard of. And allegedly the developers at FromSoft were like, oh no, dude, we don't want to put it on PC. This new fucking budding thing, the PlayStation, oh, it's gonna be a fucking powerhouse. We're gonna code exclusively for this. Oh. Oh, the fools. The foolish fools. It was really a bad idea because they could barely run the fucking game. But that's the other thing too. Kingsfield 2, like the American game, is actually quite damn impressive on a technical level because it was rendering the whole game in real time, and it didn't actually have any loading screens. And yeah, everyone knows, okay, well, technically there's long hallways like this where the game starts rendering stuff. That's fair. But there was no loading screens. Like, at the time, that was the PlayStation 1's downfall, man. It was like, oh, that's the fucking yucky loading screen game system. And you know what? That's actually pretty fair. But Kingsfield 1 American didn't do that. This game has loading screens, but only between levels. That's fucking insane. I can't stress it enough. So we also can buy our first of many. Oh boy. So what I just bought here is called the dragon tree fruit. This is the same thing as the dragon crystal in later games, okay? So if I died right now, I'd actually respawn at the fountain over there. And this will actually fill, I think, most way to max HP, and it also refills your magic. Since moonstones don't actually give you magic in this game, it's about 1,000 gold just to use magic, like in the middle of a dungeon. Shit was no joke, dude. It was absolutely no joke. So, we've actually technically cleared as much as we can on this floor. And this is probably one of the harder floors just in terms of navigation. The rest is actually very, very easy. But I'll go down to floor 2, and we'll call it there. And that's like the one thing I kept doing when I was playing this was like going, when's the music gonna change? I'm gonna enter a new area. Doesn't happen in this game, unfortunately. So, activate this. Now, it's more familiar, isn't it? So, I'll see you guys in the next one.